Hey there everybody, welcome back to Everything's a Project. Today we're going to change the name of the channel. It's Everything's a Fucking Project. Okay, so this is my new saw, new to me. Let's see. So you gotta bear with me because I'm out of room. It's an FMB Mitering bandsaw. So the head miters, which makes it a lot quicker than a regular 7x12 or 4x6 bandsaw where you gotta change the angle of the vise. The vise stays in place and then the head swivels. Well, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. This is a 2017 model. They must have hosed it down really good. And when they took it out of service, supposedly it was out of service for 6 months and they got a bigger model, it is completely frozen up. You can see here, this is where the vise goes. I just got this off. Then I believe this puck here is what the saw swivels around. I tried to get these bolts out, they will not come out. So I don't know if they're staked, it didn't look it, but they even used a impact gun, breaker bar, they don't budge. So now that I have access to the interior here, I'm hoping the PB blaster loosens that up, and then this, I think this will come up then. Unfortunately everything's wired and it has a hydraulic down, there's a hydraulic motor, not just a shock like on these others. There's a coolant motor. These are a pro grade machine. They're like $7,000 new. But like everything, it turned into a nightmare. So here's the vise. So that's my hand. So it does like 9-inch diameter by like a 11-inch, almost 12-inch material in there. This was completely frozen. I did this first, so I pulled the screw out, frozen, couldn't even move it. So I blocked it and used a heavy pry bar, worked it back and forth, and finally got it off. And all the grease that was in there was like clay, and so now it has just a light film of red grease. But I think all this should be oiled. Maybe a little grease at the nut. But I've been trying to get books from one of the dealers. These things are made in Italy. They have a good reputation, but I haven't gotten any books, and the books aren't shown online. The brochure for these is online. And I don't know if I said it. This is a model Phoenix. So this is, I think, their second biggest saw. Made in Italy. FMB is the brand. So I'm not going to be able to do a real-time deal, so this will be one video introducing it. There's no way of setting up the camera. I am completely out of room. You can see I am surrounded. Everything's going okay in the shop. Been busy. Over there, let's see, let me zoom that. Can you see that? And it's getting washed out by the sunlight. It's in the 60s today in Phoenix, so I got the door open. Anyways, that's a 440 transformer. So that's going to go next to the phase converter through a cutout switch to the 440 transformer, and then up like the others, up through the ceiling, and then be a plug up here. The motor is a 440, and it's a European frame, IEC 80, and it's a 2-speed motor. So that pretty much ruled out finding a 220 3-phase 2-speed that I could put on here economically. So transformers the next deal. That way I don't have to change any of the wiring. I don't have to change the feed to the auxiliaries. I talked to a company about getting the motor rewired, so it's the same case but a 220, and they said right now they're in competition with the EV market, and it's about $600 to $800 to do it because copper is so much. So middle next week should have the electrical all done, because it's also stuck in the upright position. It does have hydraulic down feed, but I haven't been able to get it to budge. Even if I turn the key, it uses a key to change the feed from manual to down, but without it powered, it might not be shuttling a valve. So hopefully that happens when we power it up. This caught my eye the other day. I didn't see it right away. I opened this up. There's no evidence of a light anywhere. So, you know, I'm getting concerned that it's been getting overloaded. And there was a light there that burned out. But I don't see any wires. I don't see anything. So we'll see. But so on off. This is that must be activated. I didn't even pay attention to that. Then this is the 2 speeds for the motor. No, reset. I don't know why reset's so prevalent, and it looks like it's been used plenty. And then here's the feed. So that's just hydraulic, so it's indefinite type of thing. So I'm anxious to get this going, because I had a small benchtop mitering saw that I wasn't using a lot because it was a little too light duty. I just sold that the other day. And then once this other new saw is going, up and running, then I can get rid of this guy. And then it'll free up a little more space. It'll be a little easier to use. The swivel should be really nice. You know, real quick, 45. Spin it to 45. There's predetermined stops, 45 and 60. And then you can do in betweens. There's a gauge there. Heavy duty blades, you know, much heavier duty than these band saws. Came with a bucket of blades, which is good. Helps make up for having to fight this. And when I said everything's frozen up, everything is frozen up. This is frozen up. This, not. This, yes. So I threw some blaster on that, and there is a nut on it, so I'll try to get a wrench on it. Why did I wanted to come back here and show you guys something. Oh, so I made the frame for the wheels. And, oh, this saw is 700 pounds, and it was in the back of my truck, and I took it out with my handy dandy pallet stacker, which has a capacity of 880 pounds. They're awesome. You need to get one. They're on sale on Amazon actually at the moment, under $1,000. I've done everything with this, and it does not cry. I put that toolbox up there. I put the phase converter up there. I've picked up heavy material. I had a 4x4 welding table on there, even though the forks are only 25-inch, using a strap over the frame. I just had my day job buy one. They couldn't get their head wrapped around why I wanted a little lift, and I said, because I'm not going to lift 7,500 pounds all the time, or 200 or 300. And then like I moved some drill presses around, and where I couldn't get a fork truck in, so I just popped it up with that, moved it into the main bay where then I can pick it up with the fork truck. So anyways, these are awesome. The feet go all the way to the floor, so it tucks under toolboxes real easy. The cylinder doesn't leak. I've had this at least 3 years. It's invaluable. Anyways, so yeah, so I had it in the back of the truck, because the shop that I got it from had a fork truck. And then so I had to jack up the front of the pickup truck because of the slant of the driveway. Then I pulled it out with that. I was able to work my way through the shop, get it back here in this back corner, and then I made the frame for the wheels because it didn't have any way to roll around, and I did it fairly quick out of angle iron, and I hastily put the wheels on. I had those wheels, I welded them on. That goes against my rules. Usually I want to bolt them so I can change them. So I get it all together, and I couldn't get this lifted high enough and safely enough to drop it into the frame. So then I take the frame that's all welded together, put it on the mill. The mill's set up for something different now, and with this big auger, I weakened the back up. So it was vibrating a lot because I didn't put a second vise on it or anything fancy, but I got it so it was weakened up, and then I just banged it back and forth with a mini sledge until it broke off, and that worked good. So then I popped it up, and then I could slide it in. And there's bolt provisions. There's some on the inside, there's some on the outside. There's a little bit of a lip left, so that helps. So right now I'm not rushing into that. So that is going to be this video, and I will update you with another video, and hopefully you don't mind the quality of my video, because like the CNC machine, there isn't shit on the YouTube for these machines. So again, FMB Phoenix mitering saw. I almost went and got a Dake out of California that was very low use. It was attractive because it already had wheels. It offers vertical sawing like these saws do. It has a DC motor that's infinite variable, but it's quite a trek. And again, these saws are pushing 700 pounds, so in a half-ton truck, not too keen on it. So, and I'm not buying a different truck. I got my old Chevy truck that I'll die driving. I'm gonna be that little old man driving it. Okay, so you see what I'm fighting against. I'm gonna clean that up, and I think next I should be able to lift this whole saw part up. It's gonna get hairy though. It's gonna want to swing and everything, and there's all this shit connected to it. So we'll see. Okay, thanks a lot.